Welcome to Noodle November 2023, and I'm glad you're here to join us. So we're kicking this collaboration off today, the 1st of November, and there are a ton of channels that have joined in that are a part of this collaboration. They're great channels. I'll get to that in a minute, but what is Noodle November? Well, Noodle November is making noodles in November, and when I started this last year, it was on the premise of trying to make homemade noodles or homemade pasta. We'll say it that way. But as time went on and the videos evolved out based on their schedule, I was learning that there's actually a lot of pasta dishes out there. And so this year, here's what I've chosen to do. Different from last year, I opened it up so that any pasta dish can be made. Now, whether that's homemade or whether that's store-bought or a different style or an alternative to pasta and still get the same flavor and taste, that's acceptable. So what does that include? Well, there's a long list of pastas. I mean, I could go through a ton of them, but I'll show you what I have, and then we'll go down the list for some other ideas. So these are all store-bought. I will show you my homemade pasta I made last year right there. So you can make homemade pasta, which is encouraged. Any kind, any type. You have elbow macaroni. You have shells, so you can see. You have ditalini you can make. You have, penne you can make. You have farfal, or bow tie, whatever you want to call it. And then, of course, you have other ones like spaghetti, lasagna, fettuccine, angel hair, fusilli, there's ziti, there's all kinds. So what's an alternative? So last year, if you remember, we had a couple dishes that came out with spaghetti squash, and they made a pasta-like meal from spaghetti squash. That's great. We also had, I know for sure one, maybe two, that was made with what we here in the U.S. would call ramen noodles. So the question came up, calling it Noodle November. Here in the United States, a noodle would be pasta theoretically. But in Australia, I know for sure, maybe in the UK, when you say noodle, you're referring to a ramen type noodle or something of the like. So I'm not really limiting it to anything. So do what your heart desires. Again, I don't really want, just spaghetti with sauce and meat, a normal everyday lasagna. Now, if you do something different than the normal, then that's okay. So you kind of get the idea. Last year, I said that I had made the homemade pasta. This year, I'm going with store-bought pasta, just to give a variation and something different. Mine is going to be a pasta bake, which is kind of different. I mean, it's something we've done 4 or 5 times already this year. And now that we're in the warmer months, or colder months, I wish we were in the warmer months, we're going to go ahead and be making it a little bit more. But really, there is no limitation other than I don't want somebody to go to the store, buy a frozen lasagna, throw it in the oven, and say, there's my lasagna dish. I don't want that, because we all can do that, okay? These are for ideas and options, and maybe to give somebody some inspiration for something that they could do, okay? The other thing that goes along with that is when you go through these channels and you watch their videos throughout this collaboration, like their videos, comment, make heartfelt comments. And I'll come to the reason why behind that for 2 reasons, but the one I'll give right now is it's meaningful to the channels when you actually put a heartfelt comment out there. Share it if you can or want to. And then, of course, subscribe if you find material that you enjoy or material that fits into what you're looking for. So I would throw that as well. All these channels are great channels. We have small channels, medium and large channels. We have channels that have been doing YouTube for a month, 2 months, 3 months, something like that. And then we have some that have been doing it for years. I think, you know, the variation of the channels, whether they're small, medium, large, new, or intermediate, or experienced at YouTube, it brings a lot of communities together. It brings a lot of channels together, and it gives new channels chance. One of my biggest things is trying to promote new channels, and the way I'm choosing to do it is trying to reach out to channels that I haven't used before, but definitely some of the old standby ones, because they're great. They have great information, great content, and they know what they're talking about. So that being said, I do want to go through the list of who all's involved. You will get 2 videos on the first. One is an intro to Noodle November, and then one is this video you'll be watching right now. Then you have Hardnack Farms, Where to Begin Homestead, Not for Nothing Homestead, and the Tilted Crown Gourmet. Then you have Vickie's Country Home. You have Land's Promised Land, Ranch, Mike's Ketorific Journey, Heavenly Hills Homestead, The Flavorful Home, Mimi Dishes, Suburban Homesteader, Wyoming, Arizona, Gails Southern Living, and Big Valley Living. Kind of weird how I got those 2 set up. The Inquisitive Farmwife, Ormsby Farms, Lazy Days Ahead with Jesse and Lisa. Alyne, Welcome to My Kitchen, and Boots and Bounty Homestead, Jeni, Scratch Made Kitchen. Then we have One Day at a Time, Farmstead, Digwell, Greenfingers, Tom GARVEY, the Keto Cook, In the Kitchen with Karen, Low Family Adventures, Derek Fowler, 1973. Then we also have Christine, Miss Gillum Farms, and we have Rooted in Texas, Pike Creek Farm, CNC Farm, Homestead, Where You Are, Jamie's Country Living, Our Treasured Home, the official Ann Lynn Show, Simply Jan Homestead, Grayson Fire, Chris and Larry Homestead, Rich Cat Ranch, 9 Acre Family Farms, Our Urban Homestead Annette, Lynn the Okie, Willowway Ranch, Whole New Perspective, Groaning with Hudson, Mud and Mascara, and Blue Self-Reliance. So there you go. There's your list of channels that will be involved, okay? That being said, let's go ahead and get started. Don't forget, one thing I did forget, is on December 3rd on Kettle Kitchen at 4 p.m. We will have a live giveaway, and they will be door prizes as well as comment pickers. So please be sure to do both, show up, and let's see what you got. And let's see how many of these wonderful videos we all like.